Okay. I would like to welcome you all and thank everyone for joining us. Before introducing the speakers for today, let me briefly introduce Education USA. Education USA is a U.S. Department of State network of over 400 advising centers in more than 170 countries. The network promotes U.S. higher education to students around the world by offering accurate, comprehensive, and current information about opportunities to study at accredited post-secondary institutions in the United States. In Japan, we have 6 Education USA centers at the U.S. Embassy and Consulates. Today's session is hosted by Education USA Tokyo. Education USA Tokyo is run by U.S. Embassy and Fulbright Japan. If you have any questions, please contact Education USA near you. So now please join me in welcoming speakers for today. Can I hold the answer?
Yes.
So I will hand it over to Anne.
Thank you, Atsuko. Good evening, everybody. Like Atsuko mentioned, my name is Anne EducationUSA, and I am the Executive Director of Admission at the Savannah College of Art and Design, also known as SCAD, S-C-A-D, which I'm wearing very proudly, also known as the University for Creative Careers. I'm very excited to be sharing new and upcoming majors and career options in design with you this evening. But please bear in mind that throughout my presentation, I will be referencing this topic and using SCAD as an example, SCAD as an SEAD as an example, because I work at SCAD and this is my reference point. So I will be using SCAD mostly as an example. So without further ado, let me introduce to you SCAD.
I'm driven to create.
To be expressive.
To collaborate with only the best and across disciplines.
The most exciting field to be in is design. Because a designer has to think about people, about technology, about the activities that are taking place. It gives you the license to explore and investigate and to try to create a system that enhances life.
All you have to do is create. SCAD's really great at giving me and giving all the students the ability to build things and make things.
We have immersive reality, the latest AR/VR equipment, and we're super proud to say that we're the first creative university to have an XR stage. This is a whole new paradigm for shooting, film, and visual effects.
SCAD's teaching philosophy is built on design thinking. With programs like the Business of Beauty and Fragrance, SCAD students go on to become entrepreneurs and pursue creative careers with top companies around the world.
SCAD does an amazing job at making industry connections and making things available to students that might not be otherwise possible.
Hey, bees.
Hey, SCAD.
Hello, SCAD.
I absolutely love SCAD.
It's been amazing to have SCAD as a touchpad for resources, for inspiration, for people that just really believe in you and will do whatever they can to help you succeed.
I am a designer.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Storyteller. Thanks to SCAD, my future as a creative professional is real. It's happening.
You are the next incarnation of this beautiful planet that needs design, that needs beauty, that needs your mind and your spirit and your energy, your power, your unique voice.
This is SCAD.
1, 2, 3,
to graduate as salutatorian here as the first member of my family to attend a college in the US. It's just an incredible honor.
Because of SCAD, I am doing what I really truly love to do. It's been a blessing.
Excellent. So that was a very quick introduction of SCAD, the University for Creative Careers. We offer more than over 100 degree programs to match your passion, from animation to business to from fashion to fine arts. We have it all. SCAD offers more programs of study and specializations than any other art and design university in the US. Our programs earn top rankings from more than 20 leading industry and media organizations like The Hollywood Reporter, The Business of Fashion, Variety, Design Intelligence, Red Dot, and The Rookies. Out of all the programs that we offer, 21 of them are STEM. Now, I think most of you are aware of what STEM stands for. It stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. SCAD has a vibrant and diverse creative community of nearly 16,000 students representing all 50 US states and more than 100 countries. We have 4 locations in Atlanta, where I am from, and Savannah. Again, both cities are based in the state of Georgia in the Southeast, a study abroad campus in Lacoste, France, and an online campus called SCAD Now via SCAD e-learning. The reason we have multiple locations is to provide and ensure that our students are connected with the top 500 Fortune 500 companies around the world.
SCAD is a global experience. When you're accepted to SCAD, you're accepted to all our locations.
I've had students who have traveled across campuses, and I definitely see a difference in the way they look at the world. Students don't have to re-register, they can move from campus to campus. Where else are you going to get that?
Experience SCAD in the historic streets of Savannah, among the Fortune 100 companies in Atlanta, or online from anywhere in the world through SCAD Now.
The beauty of Savannah campus is the community. Because there's so many people here, it's like a chemical reaction. When you enter the SCAD building, it's very magical. The space is tailored to the discipline, like sound design or visual effects or business.
Atlanta offers multiple opportunities. SCAD has so many different relationships with multiple companies. And so I was really able to get out and intern and really be able to immerse myself in the industry.
You can also experience the beauty of southern France in Lacoste during a quarter abroad.
SCAD has created a beautiful world here. One finds or fine-tunes their process. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be able to spend some time meeting all these amazing students who are our future.
You can start your studies anywhere you choose, then seamlessly study at any other SCAD location, any quarter.
This is a place to teach yourself, to grow, and to really choose your own adventure.
Wherever your SCAD education takes you, you customize your path and your creative career.
Excellent. So we're going to be talking about creative careers, and who better to be sharing this than somebody from the University for Creative Careers. So to become an innovator, first of all, you must think like an artist. And today I will be sharing some areas through which you can become a part of the creative industry and work with the company of your dreams. The world of creative careers is one umbrella within which we have different segmentations: digital communication fields, building arts, the world of fashion, and so many more. And to begin with, digital media majors, we have heard of advertising, animation, graphic design, visual effects, and illustration. But did you know that the communication world has now expanded beyond these to include programs such as user experience design and service design, immersive reality, interactive design and game development, social strategy and management, and motion media design? Now let's start with user experience design. Now, a lot of you may have heard about user experience design because this is something that everybody around the world is really talking about. This is a career that puts the user first by creating products that provide meaningful and relevant experiences to users. Now, to quickly mention, we offer the UX program at SCAD as well, and this was developed in collaboration with Google. UX is an ever-evolving field and is now one of the highest demanding careers of the 21st century. from cell phones to intelligent clothing, automobile interiors to healthcare informatics. UX designers create meaningful experiences that are meaningful and customer-friendly. UX design students have access to premium tools at their fingertips to research, to design, and to test out new products. One could launch their career as a professional within the UX design sphere, as a UX researcher, as a UX designer, as a product designer, as a front-end developer, an information architect, or a UI designer. Next, I'm going to jump across to immersive reality. This is where the world meets the new generation of augmented reality. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Siri and Alexa, and students who follow this program will get the opportunity to create technology through which we can experience life in a more an environment artist, game designer, mixed reality designer. Is my internet okay? What's it called? Yeah. Okay. Data visualizing or mapping engineer, technical artist, or a VR content producer. Getting recruited and hired by the best of the best, like Adobe, Autodesk, Blizzard, Entertainment, Epic Games, Facebook, Google, Magic Leap, Microsoft, ZeniMax, online studios, and so many more. Let's glance at what careers from animation and illustration has to offer. Now, animation and illustration are more traditional areas of STEM study, but animation and illustration are popular, have always been popular, and they continue to be popular today. And it has its roots in film, motion media, advertising, healthcare, and service industries. With any of these degrees, and any of the knowledge in these degrees, you can develop your signature style of 2D, 3D, stop motion animation, digital modeling, rigging, lighting, and look development. Sorry, I think the animation's a bit slow in some of them. Animation. Okay. That's fine. Sorry about that. The animation is taking a little slow, taking a little time, but I'm just going to let this play out. Skip to the next one. Animation is how movies such as Incredibles 2, Moana, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, Zootopia, Wreck-It Ralph, and so many more are made. Let's jump to visual effects next. Yet another area in the creative industry which is gaining a lot of popularity among young students and young professionals. So it's all taking a little long, isn't it, the visuals? I'm sure you remember some of these graphics and some of the visual effects from mind-blowing films like Avengers Endgame, or even Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Next, I'm going to leave visual effects behind and skip towards motion media, design, and film and television. Motion makes media magic turn screens into captivating experiences in this fast-growing field. Again, I'm going to refer to SCAD because motion media design is one of the biggest programs and one of the most popular programs right now. And we offer the world's first specialized degree program in motion media design. And this program has been considered the best in the world by the Rookies, which is also popularly known as the Oscars for creative minds. Motion media design is a discipline that applies graphic design principles to filmmaking and video production through use of animation and visual effects. And a degree in motion media design can lead to careers like 3D animator, art director, creative director, and graphics coordinator, or a motion media design animator. Now, interactive design and game development. This, I'm sure a lot of you that are tuning in today are familiar with. The name describes the industry really well. An interaction design draws upon user data, research, and team inputs to generate interactive concepts that enable seamless and relevant experiences for people. As an interactive designer, app designer, or game developer, you can launch your career with some of the best names in the industry, like EA Sports or Adobe or Apple, Epic Games, and so on. Building art programs. I don't know if you guys know about building arts, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Building art programs prepare students for creative careers in interior design, architecture, industrial design. Some of the programs that we offer within the building arts are urban design, design for sustainability, furniture design, and production design. Now, industrial design. We have all heard of industrial design. We all have an idea what it is, like what it includes. And this is the profession where you get to design products, devices, objects, services used by millions of people around the world every single day. Industrial designers typically focus on the form and functionality of products, and they are often involved in far more during the development cycle. At SCAD, students create many things like games and gadgets to bicycles and boats to high chairs and helmets. They combine art, business, and engineering to make products that people use every day. Design for sustainability and architecture is another area that is gaining popularity in the recent years, especially sustainable architecture. Sustainable design and architecture programs are one of the few programs that are the calling needed for today's world. We even feature a groundbreaking integrated path to architectural licensure, which is an accelerated academic track that prepares students to become licensed architects within a minimum of 7 years, as compared to some programs which may take up to 15 years. Students get the opportunity to have a hands-on experience of bringing ideas to reality. Now, jumping across into an entirely different arena is fashion. And let's talk about what's new and trending in this industry. Known majors are fashion design, accessory design, jewelry design, but we have new and upcoming areas of study within fashion as well, such as fashion marketing and management, business of beauty and fragrance, which again is a $500 billion industry that is getting tapped into now, luxury and brand management, and also fibers. The world of fashion has been evolving pretty much every day and every year, as we see from the fashion weeks and all the new fashion collections that come out almost every season. And fashion has grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry with so many departments that range from fashion design, fashion marketing and management, fashion communication, fibers, jewelry, accessory design, footwear design, and even the area of business of beauty and fragrance. Again, like I mentioned, this is a $500 billion industry, and brands are constantly looking for the next marketing genius for beauty and fragrance. This is not a cosmetic or hair beauty or perfumery program of study, but this is an area where students get the opportunity to learn how the business actually works. So from branding, from packaging, from marketing, to supply chain management, you will learn it all, and you will be ready to launch your career in this industry. And let's quickly watch a short video to sort of understand what the study of these programs will lead to in terms of careers.
My two greatest lessons that I learned from SCAD were learning the structure of the industry and the strong work ethic, but I think you really hone those skills at SCAD.
The idea of collaboration with all majors happens so naturally at SCAD that it really is an outlet of incredible bursts of energy.
SCAD is constantly staying very aware of industry trends and therefore kind of adapting curriculum to play into that and be able to have students be very prepared for real life after graduation.
Just seeing the depth and the amount of detail the students put in, and when you bring in people from all of those different disciplines together, it's really amazing what they can create.
It has brought me immense joy, so many friends, and so much learning, which is, I think, the most important part in a design and a career environment.
SCAD has programs that show continued love and care long after graduation. It's the beginning of a new relationship with your SCAD family, where you have an abundance of resources with career and alumni success, après SCAD, alumni atelier. The possibilities are infinite.
It's that network of support and encouragement, which is so critical to the success of myself and other people coming through SCAD.
We are always top of mind with industry partners. So we connect with productions from Amazon, from Hulu, from NBC, CBS, you name it. These are lifelong relationships that you build here. We will always have your back, and we will always look for ways to continue your success.
Because of SCAD, I got my dream job at Disney,
Nike,
Netflix,
IBM,
Lenovo,
Pixar Animation Studio. I'll be starting my career at Google.
Right, again, that was just a quick glimpse of where some of our graduates have gone on to work after graduating from SCAD. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, we're referencing SCAD mostly for this presentation. It's just, and with that, we come to the end of my presentation. This is my contact details, akebichu@scad.edu. If you have any questions, feel free to take a picture of my email and send me a quick email, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, Atsuko, we're going to open it to Q&A, right? So I'll stop sharing. And there's my face. See one question popping up. How do we know? Okay, this is from an anonymous attendee, and they want to know, how do we know if the major I'm applying to focuses on STEM or not? Now, depending on the university that you apply to, the admission advisor or the admission application officer should be able to tell you whether it's a STEM degree or not, because what is STEM in one school may not be STEM in a different school. Like graphic design is STEM at SCAD, but in another school, it may not be STEM. So take it upon yourself to ask your admission advisor whether the program you are applying to is STEM or not. Would you tell us about the OPT opportunity for STEM students? Yes, I would very much like to tell you about that. As an international student, when you take a non-STEM degree, your OPT, which is the optional practical training after you graduate, after you finish your studies, is in the United States. It's 1 year. Now with a STEM degree, it automatically is 3 years. So it's 1 plus 3 years, which is a huge, huge opportunity for international students to stay on, if they wish, in the United States and to gain that experience and come back to their home countries if they wish to, or continue to work, again, depending on their choice. So OPT opportunity, 1 year non-STEM, 3 years for STEM. I am a STEM high school student, but I haven't taken art classes. Can I apply to art schools? Most art and design schools will not have a problem with you not taking an art class or STEM classes in high school. Most undergraduate applicants that come into SCAD sometimes don't even have visual art or art as any of their classes. So most art schools, especially in the US, should not have a problem with you not having taken STEM or with you not having taken art classes in school. What are the differences between theater programs in community colleges and four-year universities? Okay, I'm going to read this question again. What are the differences between theater programs in community colleges and four-year universities. Unfortunately, I will not be able to answer for community colleges because I don't know what their curriculum is like for the two-year programs or I just don't know their curriculum. But at SCAD, or I suppose a lot of other universities as well, performing arts, we call it, the program that we have is called performing arts. And you will go through the same, especially in the first year, the foundational year, you will go through the same curriculum as any other student, okay, as any other program. So you will do your foundations of drawing, foundations of design, art history, all of those. And then after a year, you will be able to start taking major specific classes. I hope that answered your question. I'm sorry I'm not able to, and I am in no authority to answer about the programs in community colleges. Are there dorms or any other living support available if I want to study in France in second year? Absolutely, yes. All our campuses have residence halls, and we have on-campus living facilities available for all students. Any other questions? Feel free to put them in the chat box. Just wait for another minute. Any questions about STEM? Any questions about student life in the US? Okay. How international students find a STEM job for OPT? Do you have any support? Yes, at GAD, we have what we call the Internet Career and Alumni Success Department, and also the International Students Office, okay? International Student Service Office, ISSO. At GAD, we have that, and they will guide you. And also we have a lot of career fairs that happen on campus. And this is not just specific to SCAD. Most schools and most universities that are serious about careers for their students will have career fairs that happen on campus where they bring employers to meet with their students. So most universities that are focused on careers for students will have this. At SCAD, we have them through the year. We bring employers on campus to interview with you and hopefully to hire you and to give you internships and eventually hire you full-time as well. Do you have a short-term non-degree for 1 year or less? No, we don't offer any certificates at SCAD, but if you're looking at a master's degree, the MA can be completed in a minimum of 1 year. So instead of looking at a short-term degree, if you're a graduate student, perhaps you can be looking at a full degree, which is a master's degree, and looking at completing it in 1 year. What kind of financial support do you have for international students, scholarships for particular majors? All international students or all US domestic students are eligible for scholarship, okay? So when you put in an application to SCAD, when we are reviewing you for admission, we are also reviewing you for scholarship. Now, straight off the bat, you will be eligible for an academic scholarship, which is based on your grades, and you will also be reviewed for an achievement scholarship, which will be based on your portfolio and all other supplemental documents you submit. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath because I'm talking through the mask. So if I'm breathing very heavily, you'll have to excuse me. Do you know about how many girls go to school? Our ratio of male versus female is pretty much maybe 60-40. Oh, sorry, I wanted to introduce my colleague, Mi-jung. Yeah, Mi-jung, this is my colleague, Mi-jung Chung. She's also from SCAD, and we're visiting Tokyo today. Sorry, I completely forgot to introduce
We're
her.
pretty equal.
Yeah, so yeah, the ratio is 50-50 or maybe 55-45, 55 female and 45 male. Do you have, oh, okay. Esports program. Yes, we do. What students study? I mean, esports is a very wide umbrella, but we do have esports. We have esports scholarships as well. I'm interested. Of course, I recommend our school. Again, I send us an email, whoever sent the question about esports, because there are specifics to whether it's athletics or whether it's esports. So there are specifics to it. So we can answer them for you, specific to you. So send us an email with your questions and we will be happy to answer them for you. Any other questions? Sorry, don't mean to look at you. Okay, do you know international students who were not accepted? Yes, that happens as well. There are instances where we are not able to accept, whether it's international students or domestic students. By domestic, I mean domestic US. And it does happen, unfortunately. But again, you can always reapply and we always reconsider, especially a student who is determined and keen to come to SCAD. We will find a way to bring you, provided that you are showing determination and a commitment to be a part of the SCAD community.
So do you accept transfer students?
Yes, we do. We accept transfer students. We accept, no, it doesn't have to be transferring from the US or transferring from a US university. As long as your university, wherever you are, is accredited, we will always review your transfer credits. And also AP credits, IB credits, A levels, those credits are transferable to SCAD. Average apartment cost around your campus. Tricky. Again, we have two campuses in the US, Atlanta, which is a much larger city, and Savannah, which is a smaller city. So that's a tricky question. It also depends on what kind of an apartment you're looking to live in. If you're looking to live in an ultra luxurious apartment building, that will be more expensive, of course. But what a lot of students do is they're living off campus, then they rent an apartment together, and that obviously brings the cost of living lower, and they share an apartment. So that's what they do to cut costs. But however, our on-campus residence halls are very nice. They're not dormitories, they're apartment style living. So they're very, very comfortable, and it looks very nice as well, and it's very comfortable. And we have 2 brand new buildings in Atlanta and 1 brand new building in Savannah. Again, because our student population is increasing every year, we've been coming up with new buildings as well. So these facilities are state-of-the-art, very, very efficient and very clean, very nice, looks great, functions very well as well. Do you accept transfer students from it? Of course we would. However, the only practical hurdle that I foresee from a Japanese university would be the medium of instruction. Now, if you've been taking only classes in Japanese, then to transfer those would be a little tricky. Is it possible to work on campus? How much is the average pay per hour? I don't know.
It's really depends.
Okay.
But mostly, majority of the jobs are like the minimum wage,
Yeah.
which is around like $7 to $8.
Okay.
And then the maximum hours that they can work is
20
20
hours per week. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, so you can get a job on campus. In fact, even within our team, we hire a lot of students for on-campus jobs. I know lots of students that work in the library, that work in the front desk of our admission office, that work as student ambassadors But that is a paying job. So we have a lot of students that work as student ambassadors as well. So as Mijong mentioned, during term, your visa will allow you to work 20 hours a week. So it's very important that you don't violate that. Off term, in the holidays, you can work full time, which is 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the most popular course? What is the most popular
Course?
course?
Okay.
Yeah. You have many.
Yeah, we have so many, and animation has historically been popular. Yeah, also because our job placement for animation has historically been high. So it's a very popular major. Over the years, we've introduced a lot of new programs. So user experience design is very, very popular right now. And for graduates, it's service design. Architecture is always popular. Design management, luxury brand management, and now business of beauty and fragrance is also, yeah. Graphic design also super popular. Yeah. And all those programs that I mentioned, all are STEM. Any other questions?
So there was a question
Okay.
about students who did not take any art classes
Yes.
in high school,
Yes.
but wants to go to like
Yeah.
art
Yeah.
program. I think the student is worried because like if
Portfolio?
they
Yeah,
for the
okay, yeah.
portfolio. So could you talk
Of
about
course.
a little bit?
Yeah, so portfolio is a concern whether you have taken art classes or whether you haven't, okay? It's a big concern even for students who are taking art classes. So if you haven't taken any art classes and you don't have a visual portfolio, you can, for SCAD, you can submit a written portfolio. So you can have essays, poems, articles, short stories, or even stories. You can submit that. Or you can, if you make movies, you can make animation on your phone even. A lot of students do that now. You can even submit that. Or if you're into performing, dance, plays, you can submit that. Or you can submit a business portfolio as well. Or you can submit that's it. So those are the options, okay? So again, when you put in an application, you will be assigned an admission advisor. That admission advisor will work with you and will guide you through all these processes. We even review portfolios. We can do that as well.
So if the student is like very active on the social media and if they have
like a content creator,
yeah,
you can do that too, because your content creator will have multiple areas of developing, say from developing content from A to Z, right? So you can definitely, that could be like a business proposal for sure. Yeah. I think that's a very, very good question, especially in this day and age. That would be an amazing portfolio. Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, don't be scared, because I think everybody is now a photographer with our smartphones, right? So I think just play around with your phone a little bit and, like look at things a little differently, and you should be able to come up with a good visual portfolio. Do you have a graduate program? Is it possible to take it? Yes, we have many graduate programs we have many graduate programs, and we have many graduate programs that you can take online as well. And even for online, we offer scholarships. So you would be saving on your living expenses, and you would still be reviewed for scholarships. So if you're a graduate, I would think an online degree, perhaps something like design management, which is a great program. A lot of professionals, full-time professionals, take this program as the, sort of brushing up on their skills and just sort of specializing. So that's an area that you can look at, design management, or even graphic design. We have it online. Interior design MA, we offer online. And there are a few others that you can take online. I can't remember top of my head, but there are a few others.
So even for those like graduate programs, do they have an opportunity for internship?
Yes, same opportunities, undergrad, grad both.
Even for online students?
Online, tricky, yeah, because but again, I think post-COVID, there's so much of online job opportunities, working remotely, so even if you're living in Japan, perhaps you could have a client in Switzerland, very possible. And it's about developing your skills. So that's very possible.
So you mentioned you have architecture program.
Yes.
And in Japan, like architecture is within the engineering department. So it's very different in Japan and the States.
Yeah.
So students who want to go into architecture program, do they have to submit, say, like SAT scores?
Not in an undergrad. So we don't require SAT. Okay. So it's unless you're an American passport holder, we don't require SAT scores. Now, if you have an SAT score, great. We'll use that as your proof of English proficiency if you meet 550 in the reading and writing section. But otherwise, we don't require. However, our Bachelor of Architecture program for the undergraduate is not a Bachelor of Architecture. It's a 4-year Bachelor of Fine Arts in Architecture. So it's not a 5 years, it's 4 years. However, students normally do the BFA in architecture and transition into the MArch automatically. So your entire architecture study will be 6 years instead of 7. And within that, if you take the integrated path to architectural licensure, then you will be doing an additional 1 year. Within the 6 years plus 1 year, 7 years, you will be doing about 3,600 hours of architectural practice, which will help you become eligible for licensure. Sorry, it's just a lot of terms, right? Can I apply for a student visa? No, you cannot. So if you're on a student visa, you will have to be on ground. Now, if you're in Hawaii already, I don't know what visa you're on, but if you're applying for an F1 student visa, you have to be in class and you have to be a full-time student. You cannot be a part-time student on an F1. Does SCAD use Common App? Yes, we do. You can submit your application via Common App, but please bear in mind that sometimes Common App applications do take a longer time to come through, but it will come through and we accept Common App applications as well. So many good questions, right? Yeah.
Maybe like, I'm so sorry that if it's already said or it's
That's fine.
here, but like I understood that it's about art and like, are there any famous artists from this university?
Many.
Really?
Like, for instance, I think you missed that animation. Zach Parrish, he was recently on campus as well. What did it? Big Hero 6 was their big one. And I think post that, I think that was the big one for them. Zach Parrish and Nathan, I forgot his last name. And then there's Christopher John Rogers, fashion designer. He's like everywhere in every fashion magazine right now. I think he even won a Designer of the Year last year. Trying to think, racking my brain. Put me in the spot.
I only have like a title of them, like director of even Disney is from SCAD.
And even Moana, one of the the guy, something Safar Ali or something like that, Moana, and also that girl who acted in, I forgot her name. Yeah, sorry, blanking out, but there are. Yeah.
If you give me your contact, then I will share them.
Yeah.
Because like
We'll share your whole list.
too many companies, like it's always like.
No, Alicia Keys was our commencement speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a commencement. And again, like success is not just about fame, right? As a lot of students are very, very successful without people really knowing them around the world. Just yesterday, Saturday, we met with one of our graduates. Her name is Jeanette. She's the vice president of UX strategy at Dentsu here in Tokyo. Yeah, you know, and she was saying all the amazing clients that she gets to work with. And she graduated in advertising and graphic design, double major. Yeah, and yeah, so I mean, a lot of, you know, like they're not famous, but doing meaningful work.
So do many students double major?
Yeah, yeah, they can double major, major minor, major only, or major double minor even. Yeah.
Even for international students?
Yeah. A lot of them do, in fact, yeah. Like sometimes they'll do maybe a fashion design degree and do a business and entrepreneurship minor, something like that, yeah.
So if the students do double major and one is STEM degree, but one is not, then
the STEM degree will still hold.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll still hold.
They can do the OPT.
Correct. Yes, because that is also their degree.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
STEM needs to be major. For example, like non-STEM major and then STEM minor, it's not gonna work that way. But like STEM needs to be like a major, like degree wise.
Yeah. It's a game changer for international students, STEM, yeah. I mean, we're so proud of our STEM programs as well. I mean, graphic design, again, you know, it's a STEM program at GAD, and I keep saying that this to everybody, every company needs a graphic designer. It's a skill that will get you into any industry, you know.
Do you happen to have English intensive?
We have ESL. We offer ESL as well for students who are not able to provide a proof of English proficiency. They will do an ESL placement test. Our ESL placement test is also design focused. So it'll be very, like they will teach you how to write your papers depending on the classes that you're going to be taking. So it's design focused. And if you're not able to submit a proof of English proficiency, you will have to take a placement test and then see where you place. It's from level 1 to level 6. Any other questions online? Okay. Okay, how would you tell us about Georgia? I've been living in Atlanta now for 2 years. And yes, yeah, Peachtree, yes, it's known as the peach state. Amazing peaches, I will admit, it's amazing. The peaches are truly, truly amazing. I think it's around just right up towards the end of summer and towards the beginning of fall that the peaches are everywhere, and it's really, really good. It's very diverse. Georgia as a state is super diverse. I live in Atlanta, and it's an amazing city. It's shockingly green, so you'll find very walkable areas, beautiful parks everywhere around the city. So that was something that really, really pleasantly surprised me when I moved there, was how green the city of Atlanta is. Savannah, where we are also based, is a smaller town. It's one of the first architecturally planned cities in the United States. It's a historical town, and it's just stunning. The architecture is incredible. SCAD has around 80 buildings in Savannah, so it's almost like SCAD town. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. And I always encourage everybody to come and see, if you're ever in the United States or taking a trip. I've had to be honest, had quite a lot of students from Japan fly in for on-campus visits. Just before I left, there was another student who flew in. She's Japanese, but from Singapore. She flew in for a campus tour. So that happens as well. So if you're ever around that area, I would really encourage you to come and visit. We have tours. We offer tours through the day. And it's just nice to see. We have our museums. We have a museum in Savannah. We have a museum in Atlanta. And Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola, yes. So it's a great, it's a wonderful state. Very friendly people. Very, very friendly people. Then direct flight from Haneda, yes, yeah. Well, I think there must be from Narita as well. I flew into Haneda, so I know that there is a direct flight to and from Haneda daily.
And President Carter was from Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Cartoon Network is also there. CNN, CNN is also headquartered. Yeah, CNN is also headquartered there. It's also becoming one of the largest hubs of television and film production, Georgia. Yeah, it's known as the Hollywood of the South.
Yeah, Martin Luther King, yeah.
Yes, Martin Luther King. Yeah, his museum is also there.
So for the internship opportunity, for the two campuses, is there any like difference?
No, the opportunities are the same. Yeah, the opportunities are the same. The career fairs that we have will be the same. Yeah, so, but architecture, for instance, if you're going to take architecture, you can only graduate from Savannah because architecture is a program that we offer only in Savannah, not in Atlanta. So, but you can, if you're an undergraduate, you can do 1 year in Atlanta, and then in the next year move to Savannah because our students move around campus. Yeah.
Any other questions from the online participants? And also, if you have more questions. So we have about 7 minutes left. So maybe more information about that.
Sure, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll be happy to share 2 things actually. We have this amazing platform called SCAD Pro, which is our in-house creative agency. So we sort of operate it like a creative agency. And this is a platform through which our students get the opportunity to work on real life projects with companies. So companies come to us for a design solution and they bring in a project, and our students are, you have to be of a certain grade. You have to be like a 3.5 GPA and above, and then you will then be invited to participate in this. You will of course have to interview for it. And once you interview for it, if you get the opportunity, you will work in a project. Maybe it'll be for the quarter. It may even be for more than 1 quarter. It may even be for a few weeks. So depending on that, the amazing thing about SCAD Pro is that it leads to internship opportunities, especially if you perform well. Companies want you to join them as an intern. And if you do well as an intern, companies want to hire you as full-time. So a lot of our students have got full-time employment opportunities through SCAD Pro. It's SCAD PRO, SCAD Pro. That's our online, our SCAD Pro is our job opportunity platform. Then another thing that we have is SCAD AMP, AMP. It comes from the word amplify. SCAD AMP, I love SCAD AMP because it's a platform where we have communications coaches, full-time communications coaches that train our students on how to make presentations, on how to make pitches, on how to talk about their product, their brand, and to market it well. Because this we developed the year around when COVID started, and we launched this department back then. And this was based on research that we did with multiple companies in the US and asked them, what is the one thing that new graduates are lacking? You know, when you interview new graduates fresh out of college and all of that, what is the one thing that you find them lacking? And a lot of them came back with communication lacking in effective communication. And based on that, SCAD AMP was launched. And through this, our students are able to learn how to, sort of their body language, their voice modulation, eye contact, just focusing on effectively communicating your message. But this is an amazing platform that is available to current students as well as alumni. It's also available to staff. We get trained from them every summer as well. So it's an amazing, amazing platform. I think from what I read, I believe public speaking is the #1 fear in the world. And everybody goes through that. And to be able to get that training as a part of your program is amazing. Yeah, that's it. I've run out of steam.
And do you have like pre-university program?
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. We have joint enrollment opportunities. Okay, so these are for students who are in the 11th grade onwards. So 11th or 12th, you can start taking credit-bearing classes online while still in Japan. You can be taking classes online at SCAD, and those credits, if you do decide to come to SCAD, or if you go to another school, they are eligible to be transferred. So that's a great, thank you for bringing that up, Atsuko. It's a great opportunity for students who are go-getters, for instance, who want to be a little ahead of others, for instance, to be taking. And a lot of students, this was already quite big in the US, but in Asia, it's becoming very popular as well. And I think COVID, one of the upsides of COVID is that students are very comfortable with the online classroom now. So to start taking these classes online, they're not scared of it anymore. So I think that's another great way to start ahead of others.
Okay, so I guess we are running out of time.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Anne, for great
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you very much.
So please do a big hand to Anne.
Anytime. Thank you so much for having us. Bye, everybody.
So thank you, and we will end the session now.
Should I end it here?
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Should I end it here as well? It's still on.